Why does it sound like Ryan is at the robot factory? Is that his background?
What are you hearing?
Do you hear that, Harlow?
What are you hearing? I heard some weird sounds for a while.
I know. It's because Greg's not here. Everything's going to be really weird without Dad here.
It's because you didn't mute.
All right. That's fine. I hope we can get through this as a family without any infighting.
We'll be fine.
Will we?
Yep.
I'm scared.
No. You got this.
How do you start the show?
Tonight, live on the air. Wait for it. All right, the best part of the show, though.
Hi, welcome to us. There's no Greg here. Can you tell? There's no Greg here tonight. Welcome to Myth or Mystery. For anyone that is new, we are a live interactive show investigating the best in paranormal. So we'll get started. For those of you guys who are not new, notice someone is missing. I would say the main attraction, but that would take away from me. So let's first meet Harlow. Harlow's our co-producer, graphic artist, research and video researcher. Harlow is also a writer and illustrator with her book, Plugged into the Paranormal. This book is about her lifelong paranormal experiences. It's a great book. I read it myself. Harlow's books on her paranormal experiences, as well as her fiction and art, can all be found on Amazon. So we'll be hearing and seeing from Harlow throughout the show. We normally say goodbye to her, but we're not going to yet because I don't have Greg. So I need my other friend with me so Ryan doesn't gang up on me. Ryan is our video analyst, and we also refer to him as our resident robot, and you will see why. He's a 15-year paranormal investigator and the evidence review go-to guy. He always finds things no one else has found. He honestly does. We were just talking about that before the show, that he has found he's found a lot of things that no one else saw before in their evidence. So it's pretty cool. But whether we like it or not, he will hit us with some cold, hard, crappy facts. And then there's me. I am our psychic medium. I specialize in remote viewing, aliens, and clearing dark energies. I'm also a teacher of spirituality, the paranormal, and bridging the gap between the two. If you missed last week's show, head over to YouTube, Myth or Mystery Live, and we did a really interesting analyst of what Harlow and I referred to as a wave of mist. But honestly, I think it was a couple of dogs and their pet parent, which was so cute. Ryan wasn't with us last week because Ryan acts like he has a life.
Every once in a while, life gets in the way.
I mean, come on. Oh, look who's here. Jeremy's here. Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Hi,
we'll be seeing you more tomorrow, too.
Oh, so Ryan, tell us, are you going to be on Jeremy's show tomorrow night?
I am. Jeremy invited me, so I'll be on Things Network tomorrow.
Ooh, what are you guys going to talk about? Me? Greg? Myth or Mystery?
That's up to Jeremy.
Jeremy, me, Greg, Myth or Mystery? Okay, so listen to this. Greg is sick, and he got Adam sick. Because of course now Adam's our go-to when someone isn't here, and Greg's like, I'm really sick, FYI, so is Adam. And I'm like, thanks for ruining the show, Greg. Leave it to Greg to ruin the show. Hi, Linda. So Jeremy, his show is the 13th Dimension on Things Network. So you guys go ahead and watch that tomorrow night. Is that tomorrow night? You guys are doing?
Yep.
Okay. Where they'll be talking all about me, Greg, and Myth or Mystery. Oh, look at it. It's Greg.
Oh, he's alive.
Oh, you can watch it, but you can't be on it, huh? Well, Jeremy, we actually have a couple of really amazing ladies that are going to be filling in. I was really in the female vibe. Like I wanted to have, not that I don't love Adam and Jeremy, because I absolutely do, but I was like, I want to have some females here. And it ended up being that we happened to have a couple great females as our guests. And I thought, well, why don't I just see if they're willing to stay a little bit longer and analyze with us? Because listen, we need to keep the balance. Like when Greg is here, we've got 2 girls, 2 boys. That works. But if Greg's not here, then we bring in another boy that it's still 2 boys and 2 girls. But I was like, what if we had 3 girls and a boy? Or what if we had, wait, how many? There's 3 of them backstage. 3, 4, 5 girls and a boy. Then we really outnumber Ryan. Oh, see? Violet, girl power. There we go. Look what Greg says. Jeremy's a guest for. All right. So tonight, for anyone that is new to Myth or Mystery, we are an interactive paranormal show with a panel of experts and audience participation. The panel will individually determine myth, mystery, or unknown. Myth is not paranormal. Mystery is paranormal. Unknown means not paranormal, but may not be man-made or faked either. The audience is polled throughout the show to determine their analysis of each video. Myth, mystery, or unknown. When the panel is not unanimous, the audience polling will be the tiebreaker. Also, we need to add into the rules that Miriam is allowed to change her vote whenever she wants. Ryan, who wasn't watching last week, would have commented if he had, because I did change my vote halfway through. The audience will also have opportunities to win prizes via the paranormal trivia questions. If you're watching on Facebook, jump over to YouTube to join the polling. The polling's the best part. YouTube polling is at Myth or Mystery Live, also known as Miriam Farish. You can look up both. So there are nearly as many people creating fake paranormal and UFO videos these days as there are people trying to capture genuine evidence. Add to that the capabilities of modern technology such as hologram projections, jetpacks, and programmable drones, and it's becoming increasingly more difficult to know what is real. That's why shows like Myth or Mystery are important in helping us to remember to always use our intuition and evaluate with a critical eye. So we're going to move on to the community polling page. But before we do, I wanted to bring in our guest ladies so they can weigh in on the community poll. So here we go. It's Julie, Liz, and Emily, otherwise known as, drumroll
Ghost
please.
Moms.
Ghost Moms.
Ghost Moms. And look at, hang on, I have to, Carl's giving me credit. Thank you, Carl. I did better than Greg, if I say so myself. So before we get into the community poll, tell us about who you are.
All right, go for it. Basically, we are 3 close mom friends who met when our kids were in kindergarten. And I had a passion for the paranormal for years. And then through conversations, we realized that Liz works in a haunted building and Emily is her sister. And so the 3 of us kind of just decided we need to really explore this because it was way more fun than a book club. That's the way we thought about it.
God, yeah.
I think it's been 4 years. We probably explored maybe like, I would say around 80 locations so far in the last 4 years. Our timings, we have to do it on weeknights because we have 8 kiddos between us. So we have to kind of like go any place we can get to quickly, road trip wise. That's ideal. We have gone to the East Coast and the West Coast for like a girls trip. We try to squeeze as much in as possible if we like take off, because again, this is, coveted time that we get to do this together.
Of course.
Aside from being moms and wives, and we all have full-time jobs too, like most of us
Oh
do.
my.
Yeah, but it's a blast, and the paranormal community has been so wonderful and supportive, and we've been loving it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But listen, I have to say, as a content creator myself, like, never mind all of that. Who's editing all of your stuff in the middle of the night?
Julie.
Julie.
It's so like, oh my God, what can I do? Because this, like, especially on the platforms, you just got to get it out, and you have to figure out what you can include, So it's just a lot of, oh my God, what would anyone be remotely interested in? And then kind of dissecting all of our past investigations and finding moments that I think might interest people. So, but it's really fun. And anytime people when there's a good response and people get engaged, and even a good debate, we'll take that. But it's always nice when people are having fun with us.
That's really cool. So in other words, you don't sleep.
Yeah, she does not. Yeah.
I mean, my husband's always like, what are you doing? I'm like, just da-da-da. I need like 3
Don't
more
worry.
hours.
Listen, not to turn this into a completely different show and take it off the rails, but Julie, I can tell you, the older I've gotten, the less I sleep. So it makes it a lot easier to find time to do stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. So I totally get it.
All right. So let's get to the community poll, Ryan.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we like to stay engaged in between shows with our community page over at YouTube. That's at Myth or Mystery Live. Harlow posts all kinds of fun stuff there. This week's question she posted is, what got you into the paranormal, or what first captured your interest? Number 1, aliens or UFOs. Number 2, ghosts or the afterlife. Number 3, Bigfoot or cryptids. Number 4, personal intuitive experiences. Harlow's answer would be personal intuitive experiences. For me, it would definitely be the ghosts or the afterlife. Ghost moms, what about you guys? What do you think?
I would go with personal intuitive experiences.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm ghost in the afterlife.
Gosh, that's a tough. It's almost a 3. How about I eliminate Bigfoot? That doesn't resonate as much, but the other 3 do, because I'm equally curious about aliens and UFOs. But I guess if I had to choose one, I would say ghosts in the afterlife.
I love it. You're like me. You like to change. You like to change whatever's been presented to suit you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Miriam, what would your vote be?
Definitely personal intuitive experiences. I mean, for me, it was like, I was having those experiences before. I don't remember a time when I wasn't having those experiences. So absolutely. But honestly, I would say personal intuitive experiences, and then aliens, and then ghosts. Like those, that's how I experienced it.
Right.
First my personal, then aliens. No, then actually, I think I did have alien experiences first. I need to share those one of these days. Then ghosts. And Bigfoot, I didn't come into or believe Bigfoot. It's not that I doubted it, but I never had an opinion until we started doing this show. And then Greg saw Bigfoot. So if you were never a believer in Bigfoot, his experience will absolutely change all of that. Okay, we're digressing. But hey, I don't have Greg here to give me a hard time.
Just haven't had an experience. Or
yes, that's how I was.
Into it. Yeah.
That's how I was.
We don't have as much Bigfoot sightings in the Midwest, where we live. That's
a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't have real Bigfoot sightings in Los Angeles either, to be fair.
Yeah, he's not in the Inland Empire either. So,
okay, so hang on. Greg, I think, is talking shit about us from his little sick bed. Okay. Robots looking at evidence got me into it. Is he talking about you, Ryan? Are you the one that got Greg into it?
We kind of, I think we kind of both got ourselves into it we just happened to be at the same place, same time, and started talking. It's kind of how we got together and started investigating, anyways.
Wait, where was this same place and same time?
It was some event out long time ago.
You've tried to block it out of your memory?
He was doing some stuff on his own. I was doing stuff on my own, and then we just started talking and clicked, and kind of been working together ever since.
Oh, that's a cute little rom-com.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. It was in Faribault.
Oh, that's so cute. And I love it how Greg's not here to defend himself, so we can say whatever we want. All right, so let's do this. We're going to move into image number 1. So this is where things start to get tricky because I have to take everyone but me down. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Where's Greg when you need him? Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to Harlow. We love you, Harlow. Thank you. Ryan, ladies. Okay, it's just me. So we're going to run the video. Here we go, people. There it is. We're going to run image 1 a couple times, and then image 1 is actually from Ghost Moms, but we're going to hear their side of the story afterwards. Okay. So the audience, you will vote before the panel analysis of video 1. We'll play it a few times for you. You will then have a total of 60 seconds to complete your vote. Now, guys, if you don't have headphones, get headphones tonight because both image 1 and image 2 are EVPs. So we want you to listen for them. Okay. And there are going to be, we did want to share the orbs that the girls caught because they're really cool, but we're actually just voting on the EVPs. Okay. So are we ready? Can I do this? Let's do this.
For a better experience with tonight's images, which include EVPs, please use headphones. While investigating the Missouri State Penitentiary on their visit in August of 2020, the Ghost Moms captured a small orb coming around a corner. They also had an encounter with a bat.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know.
Upon reviewing the footage, they discovered they had also captured a disembodied male laugh that seemed to respond to their questions as they walked along the cell row.
What was that? Do it again.
Get out of your cell now. So, hear that it shouldn't have been here.
Oh my God!
So, hear that it shouldn't have been here.
They revisited the location in November of 2023 and captured the same voice.
Hear that it shouldn't have been here. Hear that it shouldn't have been here.
Okay, polls are now closed. The panel will begin their analysis. After the panel analysis, you all will get your chance to vote again. So let's bring up everybody and hear a little bit more about the Ghost Mom's experience. Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about it.
So the first time we heard it, we didn't hear it with our own ears until we were playing back footage. So when we were listening, we were like, well, that isn't, none of us laugh like that. We always think that sounded like a Scooby-Doo villain. If you watch Scooby-Doo cartoons, a little maniacal, a little goofy. And so that gave us chills just listening to it, because we know none of us were making that noise.
When we were alone in the building.
Yes, we were. It was just the four of us in that building the whole time.
The whole prison had been, if you haven't been, the whole prison obviously is gated. When you go for an overnight, there's just one docent basically that meets you. She'll kind of like give you the lay of the land, and then she just stays in the front office. So you are allowed to just go to the various buildings as you want. It was just because it was, even though it was an EVP, it was in the area with us. You could tell just by the recording. It wasn't coming from outside. I mean, and again, we didn't hear it with our own ears, but it seemed way more not normal.
Well, also, this is interesting. That was the part of the prison where they kept the criminally insane.
Yes.
And that laugh sounds like
Maniacal.
lunatic,
Pretty
right?
maniacal,
I mean,
yeah.
it just sounded real. Yeah. So then 3 years later, we go back and we're in a different building and we're getting our equipment out, and we did have a recording going, and we could then hear it with our own ears. And we immediately stopped and played it back, and you could hear it on the recording as well. So we heard it with our own ears. Yes, same maniacal Scooby-Doo villain laugh. So,
Wow.
wild.
So let's do this. Let me have you guys go first. And then let me put our image up here. And I'm going to take Ryan down. And I'm not going to take me down. I'm going to leave me up. Change my mind. So you guys you guys go ahead. What do you guys vote for? Myth, mystery, or unknown for your video?
I'm going to just go with mystery, just because it was
With the orb or the laugh?
with the laugh, right? You're talking about the laugh. Nope. No, we're not voting on the orb, just the laugh. I'm going with mystery just because mystery is paranormal, right? Or just
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, I'm going with mystery just because, we actually thought it was a quiet night. We were kind of like a little bummed afterwards because we didn't have as much activity. So because it was only on the recording, and clearly what we now know is an EVP, or we now understand what EVPs are. I have to go with mystery.
I'll also go with mystery, just because one, it was, in my opinion, obviously a male voice. We're high on the female octave for voices. And then two, in all of our recordings through the night, we had a male voice pick up in several instances when we were talking and things. So that was like one of several for us. And
we were always in the male buildings too. That was the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say mystery as well. Just
okay.
That place has an energy. Like you can tell there were some traumatic things, and just anyone being locked up, that would bring a type of energy. I leave behind some energy, and I have no other explanation for that crazy laugh. And then hearing it again a second time just really drove it in.
Sure. Okay, mystery it is for you guys. Which one of you is was in the pigtails in the?
Oh, that's our friend that was with us Kelly. On that. Yeah, our good friend Kelly.
Because I'm feeling a connection to that laugh and Kelly.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
And-
Kelly's our goofy friend. Like, she loves to laugh, and it could be that it was goofing with her.
Yeah, there's and not an attachment of anything like that, but there is definitely a connection that he had with her, which feels a little inappropriate.
Yeah, we were
Why?
worried about that. Actually, going into the prison, we were kind of like, we're 3 female investigators, and clearly we're not the norm that the prisoners usually see, probably, or the spirits of the prisoners. So we were kind of wondering what response we would get, if any. So that doesn't surprise us.
That's fascinating.
So for her though, there's like, as a lot of people know, with a lot of spirits, and this spirit in particular, he was seeking out someone who was I don't want to use the word vulnerable, because she's not vulnerable, but she's and I don't even know that the word open, but just there's this energetic free component to her that
for sure.
he was drawn to. So it's almost like if I were to try and express it, I would say, like, the 3 of you, the energy is almost scientific like, and very the focus is very specific on what you are there for and what you're doing. And with Kelly, I just felt this lightness that was much more like, all right, I'll walk through. I don't care,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her to a T.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. But he also, kind of engaged in that, let's say. And so, I'm not giving this person too much energy because he's a little dark. But he was also consciously, if you will, even though he is not conscious, but I should say, use the word, he is aware of his actions, and that his actions, he knows when people can hear him and when people can't hear him.
Okay.
He's been, I want to say, doing this forever.
Wow.
He's been in this space. A part of me, he's directed me towards this middle cell, which I know could be anywhere in any, I almost, is there a 3rd floor there?
Yeah.
So 3rd floor, middle cell. And
But it's
like,
actually 3rd below, like going down it was 3 down in the
3 down.
basement. There's
There's 3 levels, but the criminally insane is in the
but
bottom.
we were not 3 going up, 3 going down.
But this was on probably the 2nd. So the 3rd would have been above us, which makes sense.
okay. And so it's like I'm teetering kind of on him having fun versus him. If there had been so let me say this, if there had been any engagement with him, it could have gotten a little ugly.
Oh,
and there's a reason why a lot of times we don't hear these things ourselves or even see these things ourselves in the moment. I'm being told that's because a form of protection, even though I kind of don't like to use the word protection, because sometimes that makes people believe that something is bad or dark or scary.
Right.
And protection meaning there isn't a reason to be engaging further in that moment with the beings that are in there. And so we don't see or hear, right? And instead we do it after, when there isn't the ability, even though there's always the ability to connect, there's not maybe the desire to connect or the intention to do it. So there's a specific reason why you all didn't hear it in that moment, but the fact that you captured it, like, I feel like every time you would go there, you would capture him or others, because they're very dense in that building. There's a lot of energy and it's very dense.
I agree with
I
that.
would agree
completely.
with that too.
Yeah. And Kelly did come back with us the 2nd time too.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
So it's Kelly's fault. Got it.
Kelly's
Just kidding.
fault.
All her fault.
Yeah. Especially
All
since
right.
she's not here right now. Definitely.
Yeah.
She can't defend herself, but yes.
Now, I will say, I'll just add this. That night in a different area, Liz felt something like brush her. And that was kind of alarming too. So, and then the guard, the female, well, she's not a guard, but the gal that showed us around at first had mentioned that she gets kind of pushed or touched on occasion as well.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ugh, that made me feel creepy inside.
Yeah.
Cringy.
Not in a prison.
Seriously. But I guess what do you expect, right, when you go there?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, we did
We did willingly go into
Right.
twice.
That's fair. All right. So girl power, we all agree. We're all doing mystery tonight. So let's see what the big robot has to say about this. I'm going to pull you guys down for the moment and bring him up. Just one sec, as soon as I can do this. Ryan, do you have your own video you want to put up?
No. Unfortunately, the program that we use won't let me do audio, so we'll just do
that's right.
your videos, and then I'll just comment as it plays.
Okay, so do you want me to play the video you gave me?
Not on this one. The next,
Okay.
That'll be the next one. So for this one, you can just play Ghost Mom's video if you want, or we can just talk about it too. So kind of two factors of this one that I was looking at. First, that EVP that we're hearing, clearly it's not one of their voices. We can hear that. And that the laugh is very maniacal, almost, mentally disturbed kind of sounding, not really sane. And then the fact that it was caught again, and it's almost an identical match to the first time that they caught it. A year, however long it had been later, they caught the exact same one. That to me just screams that this is some sort of paranormal activity. To me, it sounds like an EVP. It's got all the classic hallmarks that I listen for. And then being able to capture it again a year or however long later, like I said, that without a doubt to me is mystery. The orb thing, I did want to touch on that quick. I think that's a bug.
No. But wait, before we yell at you for that, can you tell us what some of your, when you said some of your classic kind of EVP go-to, like what are those?
So when I'm listening for EVPs, and Greg kind of taught me this too, you kind of listen for it to float above so sound has different layers to it. Everything kind of builds on itself, and an EVP will kind of float above everything. It's hard to describe without actually being there with headphones, because you can really hear it clearly with headphones. It won't broadcast very well. But you want to listen for something that doesn't sound like it belongs on the audio track. Because it is recorded there at the same time, but it's not a normal sound, I guess you could say. It's not a car driving by. It's not your feet on the ground. It's not you talking, because you have a voice imprint that's on that tape that's going to be different than what this will sound like. So for me, I always look for and listen for those kind of floating noises. I know Greg does it a lot when doing Spirit Box. You listen for it to float above the radio and above the sweeping and things like that. And with an EVP, you kind of got the same thing.
But what about, obviously this is not the case for this video, but what about in a video where someone may have laid a sound over something else? Like, how can you tell, like, just with your...
Depending on how good it is, it's very difficult. But a lot of times you can hear, because if you're just going to take like a chunk or a sample of something and just plop it into it, it's fairly easy to do with the programs that are out there now. But if you don't clean up both ends of it, you can actually hear that splice. And it's very clear when you're playing the music. Even right now, what we're listening to, there's a background, there's air movement. And if you don't match that exactly, when you put that splice in, you're going to hear that. And you'll be able to tell pretty clearly that this is something it's an artifact that was inserted into the audio file.
Interesting. The robot is on fire tonight. Now, listen, we want to discuss this orb, do we? All right. Well, I'm going to bring up some backup.
Feeling outnumbered here.
I'm the debunker. I'm probably a little more like Ryan because I'm always the one going, wait, and they're like, it's a ghost. I'm like, but hold on. So Ryan, I will just say, full disclosure, I am always like, I always think it's likely a bug. It's likely a dust particle. Yep. The only reason I even included it, because I rarely include them because I'm so, I just really don't think it usually is an orb. The only reason I included this one was just because it had a color to it, and I didn't see you can kind of see when there's a little bit of a wing kind of movement, any sort of flutter, and it did such a weird angle around the corner. And I should have said, when I did say it, I should have just said anomaly, because maybe it would, and then it could have been a bug anyway. So I'm not going to say it's an orb. I'm just going to say it didn't look like most bugs that I typically see. So that's the only reason I kept it in there. But I'm right there with you.
The reason that I'm saying it's a bug is because when I slow it down there, you can see kind of like the little wing patterns.
You see wings?
Right as it goes by the door, you can kind of see there's two of them in there. Yep.
Okay. So you have better technology. So I want what you have.
Well, yes, being a robot, you do have better technology.
But that's my language. I like that.
Robot language. That's awesome. All right. So let's see what the audience has to say on the first go round. Let me pull that up. All right, Ryan.
So pre-analysis, I don't know that we've ever had this, but it's 0 myth, 84% mystery, and 15% unknown. So it'll be curious to see what that changes to now.
Okay. Yeah. So let me... So now we're going to have the audience go back and vote again. So even if your vote did not change, please go back and vote again. All right. If your analysis did change, we want to know. So we want to know if the panel has shifted your viewpoint on image 1. Remember, even if your analysis did not change, please vote the same one more time. All right. So you guys are going to get your countdown. As soon as I get to it, here we go. So now we move on to the audience analysis portion. But first, I need to tell the audience what happened. So sorry, you guys, I'm not in the comments. Usually I'm all up in your comments, but I can't be because Greg is bailing on the show and acting like he's sick. So look at what Ryan said, Avi said.
Yeah, right before we went to that break, it just spouted off a bunch. Aim, evil, cause, witch, please, panel, and then it just said us and cook. So interesting.
Okay. He wants to cook us. So for those that are new, Avi is the ovulus that Ryan has, and this ovulus always goes off like crazy. So we attempted to have him prop it up so that we could watch it, like so we could see it in real time, and that just not only did it, we figured out how to do that, but then it didn't say a word. So it obviously has stage fright. But this to me is pretty crazy. And let me tell you why this is crazy. Like aim, I don't know. Evil, I feel like kind of aligns with what we were talking about. Witch, please, I find interesting because we've been talking about this witch I have. This that I had propped up on Halloween, and we actually did a video on it because a couple years back the witch was moving, So then last week we were talking about naming the witch, and this witch has been in our conversation for a while. So I just found it interesting that it said witch, please. And then panel, of course, is us. So now I'm feeling like this guy's coming after us. So I'm not freaked out at all. That's not an overreaction.
Not dramatic at all.
Not dramatic, totally not dramatic at all. Okay, so let me go into the comments and see where we're at. Let's see. Oh my God, Linda and Greg are having a private conversation. I think there should be okay, well, hold on. Okay, Carl's adding to the conversation. Ryan, don't forget on EVP, sometimes before the EVP happens, there's a pop, like an energy going off. Oh, that's interesting.
Yep, sometimes you can hear it. It is almost like an explosion of energy. It's quick sometimes, but yeah, it's there.
Well, and you said exactly how we try to explain it to people when everyone asks. We always say it's like it's on a different plane of the recording. Like it's just because you can tell where our voices are, and it's just clearly not on this level.
The same. It hits different.
It's just it's like you said, it's kind of above it. I like the way you said it's above it because it is. It's just a whole different part of the recording.
And like I said, it's weird to describe unless you can actually hear it for yourself.
Agree.
Yeah. Okay, so the audience was busy voting and not talking, which is unusual. I wants to cook up an evil witch for the panel, please. It's a good one, Jeremy. Okay, so let's see if the votes changed. This is post-analysis. No kidding.
Yep.
Okay, wait a minute.
I know.
What? Hold on, you guys. Look at this is post-analysis. Okay.
Post-analysis, it's pretty much the same. We were at 84% mystery and 15 unknown pre. So it's identical. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Yep.
Okay, but of course we want to know who that person is that went from mystery to unknown. Yep. Show yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a fun one. Okay, let's see. Linda Judd has something to say. Audio apps with great graphics can show the levels of the audio so the EVP stands on. Oh.
To a point.
Uh-oh. Yep.
It's
not fully.
Yes, I sometimes, yes. A lot of times when I get an EVP, when I'm playing it, especially through some of those where you can actually see it, the visualizer, the waveforms, I guess you would call it. I can hear it, but it's not showing up anything in there. It's just a flat line, but I can hear it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense why it wouldn't pick it up. But that does happen quite a bit, actually.
Interesting. All right. Well, so let's move along, guys. It's time for Myth or Mystery's viral video of the week, brought to you by Ghost Inspector Greg. We will play Ghost Inspector Greg's viral pick of the week, and you will then have time to vote Myth or Mystery. If Mystery receives the most votes, that video will be analyzed on an upcoming show. If Myth receives the most votes, then the video will not be analyzed. Voting is open on YouTube at Myth or Mystery Live. After trivia, we will announce polling numbers from the viral video segment. So please share with us the viral videos that you are interested in, whether they make you feel something intuitively or you're curious if it's a myth or a mystery. We want to know the why behind why you chose that particular video to submit to us. So you can submit via our website, mythormysterylive.com, and you can remain anonymous if you choose. That also goes for any paranormal that you've caught on camera. If you want to remain anonymous, of course, we can keep you anonymous because some people don't like to, have the whole world know what they have on camera. So let's look at our, if I can find it, viral video.
Welcome back to another Viral Videos with Ghost Inspector Greg. Let's get into it. Things that crawl across your chest or hold you down. Well, I'll tell you right now, I was wide awake when that happened to me. Now this guy set up an infrared camera and he captured the thing. What do you think? Do you think this is myth or do you think it's a mystery?
right. Before we jump into trivia, Greg has a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Has the 3 investigators had any energy work done since these investigations?
Not officially, but we're pretty good about cleansing, ourselves, or saging ourselves. We always make it's not a ritual, but whenever we leave any location, we always kind of out loud, instruct any spirits they're not allowed to come home with us. I mean, kind of just basically setting the rules and setting the, tone for what we allow, what we don't allow, because we're very much of the belief that we get to control what we have in this plane, and nothing can harm us if we don't allow that energy. So we kind of take charge when we need to.
But I'm
That's
curious
awesome.
what would recommend for that? Like, especially leaving that prison, what would someone who would recommend energy work, what type of energy work would they recommend?
I do a Reiki bath every now and then, and that tends to work.
Yeah, I was going to say Reiki. So it depends on, everyone's different and everyone responds to energy differently. And so I always say start off by having the work done, or eventually moving to a place where you can do it yourself. Like Julie, you're saying, how to clear and cleanse yourself, right? Yes. And sometimes you need that help. Sometimes you can do it on your own. Sometimes you need help. So there's a couple options that you can do. You can try it on your own first. Saging is something that has always been effective for me. And I have like a little ritual that I say, but ultimately the truth is, as Harlow Harlow's like, I'm ready for it. She knows what I'm going to say. The work comes daily. Like, we have to be grounding ourselves daily. We have to be doing the work daily so that when we go into these almost larger than life situations that aren't typical, we are already prepared. So an example would be a runner who's going to run a marathon. How much training and conditioning goes in before they run the marathon? A lot. Yeah. Well, that's exactly the same thing whether it's for paranormal investigators. I'm not one of those, but if I'm doing clearing a house or working with someone who has an attachment or just doing a reading, but also just dealing with everyday life, right? We need to balance the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body. But there's obviously a different level we take it to when we're prepping. So you do something prior, right? And that something is whatever that feels good for you. Or you can just Google and look up online, and what aligns with you works. The only time I will assign someone a specific way to do something is if I'm working with them one-on-one and I'm guided to give them that information. Otherwise, all the information out there is generic, and it's a matter of you knowing what feels good to you.
Yeah.
You'll know if something works or if something doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
And the first part of that is believing that it is real, that you can protect yourself, that you can set up another layer, right? But also remember this, we can do all that work. The goal is not to protect you from having experiences. It's to let you almost alert you that someone may still be with you, or that maybe I don't feel right and we've left that place 2 days ago, because we don't want to stop ourselves from having life experiences by creating a big bubble. Right. But we do want to create a scenario where either A, you'll be alerted, don't go any further, or B, even if it's after the fact, you're still feeling off and you're like, I need to do something with that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So staging is one way. Epsom salt bath is another way. And just for me, the bath is a big one. That works with the Epsom salt. And honestly, I make it unusually hot. And for me, that helps. Sometimes it's just cold water down the arms and like this type of thing with cold water. There's so much out there. Those are just things that work for me. And a lot of times too, the more consistent you are with the work, that information will come to you. You'll get it in a dream, or it'll come to you in your meditation or on a run. And you'll be like, oh, I just got this urge to do blah, blah, blah. Right. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're getting that work done. Internally, you're getting that information versus externally.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see what these guys.
I love Greg.
Greg says that she says Greg needs some Reiki. She's giving Greg a hard time. Even people, wait, what does she say here? Even people who work on paracons expend lots of energy like investigators do. Carl's saying, never works for me. I always see something or get touched. Ghost Inspector Greg said, never them see sweat. So Carl, I think what Carl's saying kind of aligns with what I was saying, is that it could be that for Carl, it's not that the protection isn't working. It's that this is how Carl experiences psychic energy. He's constantly feeling it, like literally physically feeling it. And so all the protection in the world isn't going to stifle his psychic skill set. Right.
Yeah.
It's like all the protection in the world won't stifle me from having a vision or having a feeling. Right. Yeah. So we can never stifle that psychic skill set. What we can do is just create a communication with our higher consciousness, spirit, God, whomever, to say, just let me know if this is out of hand or if I'm still having this experience 2 days later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so Linda's saying, I know a chiropractor who does the cold water and wipes it down off his arms every day that he works. Oh, yes, right? Isn't that interesting? It's such a simple thing, but super effective. Okay, so now let's move along, guys. Of course, because we'll do one trivia question. I know, I was talking. I have Greg here to shut me up. Okay, so I'm going to give us the vote on the viral video by doing this. If my glasses broke, so hopefully I read this right.
Hasta luego, giddy up, giddy up. Hasta luego, giddy up, giddy up. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta luego, see you later.
Yep, that one was a myth. We were at 58% myth on that one, so that one's going to the sun again.
All right. Let's do trivia before it gets too late.
All right. So first question is, what is the only horror film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture? Again, what is the only horror film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture? You got 5 seconds.
I'm going to play it. Hold
Maybe
on.
Longer.
Maybe longer.
Oh, I didn't think of.
Hold on. Technically, Jeremy was first. Okay.
Jeremy, no. Nope.
Okay.
Katie's, nope.
Okay. So that's what you said.
Yeah, it's Silence of the Lambs.
We don't have our sound effects tonight. They're sick.
I do. I don't think of that as like a horror.
Ashley. Okay, what do you guys have already? A mug or a t-shirt?
Logan won the t-shirt.
The t-shirt. So you guys need a mug. Yay. Wait, see, it's kind of weird without the sound effects, isn't it?
It is.
They need to hear the clapping. All right. So Ashley, you won. Guys, I have no idea what's next. It's got to be image 2, right? Hold on. Let me look at the script.
Image 2.
Image 2. Let's just go for it. And we'll look at we'll look at the script later. So image 2, let me take you guys out. All right, are you guys ready? We're going to play image 2 for you, and you are going to have the opportunity. I need to find where I'm at. Listen, we're playing image 2. You get to go vote. We're going to watch it a couple of times. Make sure you have headphones on. This is also an EVP type scenario. Enjoy.
For a better experience with tonight's images, which include EVPs, please use headphones.
this image to, let's have the girls go first. So let me take out Ryan, this stinky boy, and we'll let the girls go first. So you guys, what do you think?
I'm going with mystery.
I think we're all three. Are you doing mystery?
I'm gonna go mystery too.
Mystery.
If transparency had a sound, it didn't sound like a full voice.
It didn't sound on the range where he's walking, like kind of what we were talking about earlier with the EVPs. It sounds more on a different level of the recording.
Mm-hmm.
And just being moms, I don't know how old she was when she passed, but it sounds like a 5-6-year-old girl. I mean, it's a very, and it's almost like she has intonation the way it's heard. And so I don't know how you would fake that. I'm gonna go with mystery. Yeah, for sure.
Mystery. It's very sweet.
And it's his butt that's recording. He's not like, it's an EVP. He's not, you wonder why do they have a camera, but he's clearly got it in there for another reason, because he's not trying to catch something, it's not angled and
not
weird.
Framed.
Yeah, he hasn't purposely put it there for a reason.
Yeah.
And because it's an EVP, this seems very, just by accident. So
mystery.
All right. You guys kind of got me wanting to change my vote. I was going unknown on this one because I wasn't feeling anything.
Okay.
But I also, like I was telling Ryan earlier, like it's because it's a child that's passed, and you can see if that's dad, like if all of this is real,
yes.
It just pulls at your heartstrings. It's almost too hard to feel. Like I almost, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though I don't have kids, I don't have to have kids to know like that agony and pain I couldn't even fathom. So it was like, I was telling Ryan earlier, I was like, I don't know if I just can't go there because it's too horrible. So I just couldn't feel anything, and I've done that, but I definitely have had that experience before where it's just like, I can't go there. It's too bad. So then I was like, so maybe I just need to go unknown on this. But honestly, then I have to be very transparent with everybody because I tell everyone everything. And then the girls came on, and one of you guys said you got, which one? One of you guys said you had chills.
Me.
And I always say, if someone gets chills, to me, that's like, okay, something's going on. Right?
Emily's our sensitive one too. She's the one that's always picking up on energies in a room and always senses things that we can't before any of us do.
Okay, so I definitely now I'm going mystery then. That's it. I'm sold. All right, let's see what this guy has to say about this. Ryan.
So this one, the audio is clearly enhanced. They really brought up the volumes a lot. So whatever this original sound was probably very, very quiet. It doesn't sound like it's superimposed, but if you close your eyes and listen to it without reading the words, I don't exactly hear what they're saying. I don't know if we can play it again with the sound. Can we do that, Miriam? But this time, don't look at the words. Close your eyes or something and just try to listen to it. Get those words out of your head and see if you can hear anything differently.
Okay, let me see if I can do that. Hang on, you guys. Just give me 1 sec because the one I have playing is muted.
Okay.
But give me a sec. I always save my stuff and see if I can find something so Ryan can really go to town on this. No, hang on 1 sec. No, but let me let me play it, the whole thing again. I'm going to play it again. And so, okay. Ryan, tell us what you want us to listen for this time.
So I'd close your eyes. Don't read the words that are on the top, because if you read the words, it'll put the sounds into your head. So wipe all that stuff out. I'm not even going to say what the word said. Close your eyes. We'll play it and see if you can hear anything other than what you initially heard, or if it changes what you hear.
Okay.
For a better experience with tonight's images, which include EVPs, please use headphones.
So it's not nearly as clear for me when I'm not looking at the words. There's something there. I'll give him that. I don't know what exactly it's saying. I don't want to go. I don't want to go unknown. I don't want to go mystery. I don't want to go myth. I don't know where I'm sitting on this one. I guess I would have to go unknown with an asterisk because I think there is something there. I just don't think it's what they say it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you want me to play this other video you gave me?
Yeah, so this one kind of goes along with what I said, where reading words can make you hear things in a video, which anytime that I present an EVP to somebody, a client or anybody just for showing, I'll usually play it 2 or 3 times without any captions. Just I'll play it straight through, tell me what you hear. I maybe even pause it at that point and then we can discuss it. And then I'll put, okay, this is what I'm hearing in it, put the captions in it and see if it differs from what anybody hears. Because when you start putting words on the screen, that's what people will hear. And this video that you have here kind of is a good demonstration of it. We might have to play it a couple of times for people to really hear, but it's just kind of, it starts off staticky and then you'll get to kind of see what I'm talking about maybe. So why don't you go ahead?
The juice of lemons makes fine punch.
I'll play it again.
Okay.
The juice of lemons makes fine punch.
That's weird.
Yeah, the first time you hear it, it's static. There isn't really anything there. And then they say the words, and then you can kind of associate those words to what that static is saying. Same thing can happen with EVPs. It's why whenever I'm watching TV shows and they put the captions on, I get why they do it. It draws more audience and people will say, holy crap, yeah, I heard that. Try to watch it without the captions or don't look at the captions next time you're watching one of those shows or program and see if that's what you hear first. They'll always play it a couple times. Do it without the captions. See if you're hearing what you're actually hearing without being swayed by a caption or what they're saying that you should be hearing.
Interesting point. All right. So we're going unknown with an asterisk, which I don't have time to make that. So that's what that'll be. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Pre-analysis. Hang on one sec. I want to put it up for us.
So pre-analysis, we're at 7% myth, 69% mystery, and 23% unknown. It's a pretty good swing there. I'd like to see what happens with the second vote here.
All right. So let's do that. Let's vote again, guys. So whether or not your vote has changed, we want you to vote. Okay. So even if your vote hasn't changed, go back and vote again. If your vote has changed based off of what the panel has analyzed, then absolutely vote again. We want to know what you think on image number 2. All right. So first off, we need to clarify. Sticks Boy is saying there's a script. I thought this show was off the cuff. Listen, there is a script.
More like
Believe
an
it or
outline.
not, there's a script. And listen, Jeremy even stood up for us a little bit. Okay. So Linda's saying she heard the little girl's voice. This is interesting. Anton is saying, I keep hearing all the way. Huh. Greg is saying only a monster will say this is a myth or unknown. John says there's something there. Arthur is asking why put a camera there in the first place. We were just talking about that before we went live. You know, we have cameras at a weird level so that we can see our animals when they're on the couch or on the floor. So it's not that far-fetched that someone would have a camera at that weird place. To be fair, it might have been low enough to see a toddler get out of bed, right, and walk across. I don't know. The EVP is like a thin sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
The walking sounds were louder, like right next to you. The thinner sound is like farther away. That's a good point. Yeah. Yes, this is the age-old battle that Ryan has brought to us. Once you read the words, that's what you hear.
Yep.
True. Yeah.
Katie Paranormal knows better, right? Let's see what I just want to kind of. Arthur's saying hearing only static at first, but then perceiving words within the static after becoming aware of what was said is known as a phonemic.
Phonemic.
Some sort of something.
That's
Okay.
a big word.
Phonemic restoration. I got the restoration part. Okay, everyone's calling Ryan a monster. All right. So there's that. All right, let's see what you guys all said post-analysis. Ooh, this is why we love the post-analysis.
Yep.
It's a good one.
Maybe.
Any day now. Here we go.
Post analysis, we went 16% myth, 58% mystery, and 25% unknown. So a lot of that mystery got spread out a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. We were at 23% unknown. Now we're at 25. So the myth is what really jumped. It was 7, and now it's
mystery.
16.
Mystery went to myth.
Interesting. So we've got some people that are evil like Ryan.
Two monsters.
Two monsters on the panel. Great. That was a great. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for those of you that participated in the audience. Okay, Ghost Inspector Greg said, I heard I need Baskin Robbins. I feel like maybe you're hungry, Greg. Greg's looking for a late night snack. All right, so let's see what the board has to say, and we'll bring up Harlow. Oh, look at little Greg's face.
I like that one. So video 1, we voted across the board mystery. We all like that video. Thank you, girls, for sending it in. That was a great capture. And video 2, we were kind of split. Well, you guys voted along with the audience. I was the one that was offside or kind of out on my own. And then Ivalis had some interesting words to say too. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was crazy the way your Ovulus talks so much. That was a trip. Okay, can we also look up in the right-hand corner, see where it says Ghost Mom? See the 3 ghosts? That is so cute.
That's awesome.
Hello. What was your favorite part of the show tonight?
Oh, I loved having Ghost Moms on. It was a fun show. But for me, really, the bizarre part is the Ovilus. All those words is incredible.
Yeah.
I agree with witch in there. Everything we've been through with your witch, and that had to be part of it.
That's so wild.
I know. I thought so too. That was just too coincidental. A show without a Greg, 2 images, a trivia, a viral, and it's only 70 minutes in. Yeah, guys.
Good
and
point.
I did talk a lot too, and we're still finishing on time. But here's the thing. Also, I was trying to be respectful to Ghost Mom, so I didn't keep them all night because usually we'll run like an hour and a half, and I was like, I can't do that to them. So I was trying to, believe it or not, I was trying to not talk too much, which is crazy. So anyway, okay, this was a great show. There was so much being unpacked in it. I really loved
This
it.
is so much fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Thank you. And if you guys ever have any more footage or anything, you want to come back and do it all over again, and we'll have we'll all analyze it together again. Would be a blast.
That'd be
Yes.
amazing.
They've got some good stuff.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are so great.
Yeah, I would love to have you guys back.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
love
would
it.
love
And
it.
Ryan, you're my people. So I mean, you're a robot, but you're my people.
Keep sending it in.
Hey, listen, I don't think anyone's ever said that. I don't think anyone's ever said, Ryan, you're my
I don't think
people.
so. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you to everybody. If you liked the show, please like it, share it, follow Ghost Moms on Instagram. They have a ton of content.
They
Follow
have a
us.
YouTube,
That would be
YouTube
nice.
channel also.
YouTube channel. They always have a ton of good stuff. If you guys caught anything, if anyone has caught any paranormal activity that or you think might be, send it to us at mythormysterylive.com or mythormysterylive@yahoo.com. Yeah.
That works.
Don't forget, Jeremy wants us to plug his show. Good show. Thank you, KD Paranormal. They're saying thank you. Tomorrow night, Jeremy wants you guys to watch him and Ryan talk about me, Greg, and now the Ghost Moms would be great. Include everyone in that. And thank you. Well, hopefully we'll have you guys back. We'll do this again.
Oh, we love
And
it.
I'm going to keep killing time until I find the show outro. We miss you, Greg. I hope you're feeling better. We need you
Yeah,
back
everybody's
because
done better.
this was a bitch to do by myself.
Good 226. Good dog.